This project, I would say, means quite a lot for me because lots of people don't ask you really what you think about, do they? They ask less opinion of younger ones because what can a young person say really? Nothing. Nothing too special, but it's not right, isn't it?
The project started as a result of COVID-19 pandemic. And the one thing that really concerned me was that there was nothing in the narrative about the young people's story. And I thought, you know what, if I can find a way of working with young people to enable them to tell their story through photography of this extraordinary and quite frightening time, that would be amazing. I wasn't sure what to do, and then Bradford Council put a call out to artists to respond to COVID-19. So they had pots of money, the response grants. And I thought about it and I thought, you know, I don't want to do my story, but I have teenage children and I realised that their worlds had been turned upside down.
I had my 16th birthday in lockdown. I only had 2 visitors to my birthday party, which was my grandma and granddad. I've always had a bit of an interest in photography. That's the reason I found out about the project, because my dad knew that I liked it and he showed me this advertisement for it. But I've definitely got a lot more of an interest since joining the project and learning all the insides and out about photography. Yeah, it was quite a big part of my lockdown. Like, most days I'd go out on walks and take pictures for the project and spend time editing them and sending them off. I'm really excited to see them in like such a big form and having my family or friends be able to come and see them.
The first meeting would have been in April. I had 20 young people from the ages of 12 to 19 from different parts of Bradford district. The most important thing is that they didn't need to have taken a photograph before. My thing was that they had a story to tell and their story was an important one. I created, crafted workshops where I would introduce them to different genres of photography, like documentary, portraiture, conceptual work, and then I would also encourage them to send me work. It's really important they had skills. I thought, I'm not just going to send them out to take pictures within their bedrooms if they don't know the very basics of making images. So the very basics were composition, the rule of thirds, looking for the light, the connection. Today we're going to go through composition and light and colour and self-portraits. I'm going to show you the work by a really brilliant photographer called Sarah Lee. Sarah is a photographer who does pictures for the Guardian newspaper, and her work has been seen all over the world. She's a brilliant photographer. That's her dog. But little details like that, domestic details, are amazing. So she's got this picture. If you think about the composition, do you remember the grid that I was talking about? Well, that dog is on that third almost. So the light again is probably the end of the day and it's coming straight into their flat. When I started to receive images from young people, I was blown away. They made me cry because they were so raw and so of that moment and so much showing the containment they felt with their original viewpoints and their individual voices coming through really clearly. I didn't know what to expect, and what I did within the sessions was then shared a selection of the work that they sent to me, and we put it under, you know, it might be about light or composition or story, or we'd put it under different sections, and then we talk about it as a group. So I encouraged them all to feed back what they saw in the image, what worked in the image. So they became really proficient at analysing and looking at different work. Was everyone blown away by this picture that Harry took?
Yeah.
They're quietly blown away, Harry. I'm sure people were, because I certainly was.
there was a lot of trial and error. Like I eventually ended up sort of balancing it in my fairy lights, which are on my ceiling, and then I just sort of placed a lot of stuff around my room because I wanted to encapsulate that feeling of feeling like you have so much work to do, yet you have so much time to do it in, but you still feel like you don't have enough time, and how it can all build, I guess. I don't know. But it was a lot of trial and error and a lot of dropping my phone on my face. And yeah.
I think it's really powerful, and it's quite moving, and it's creative, and I think a lot of people have commented to say that they understand it too. It's a very clear visual story that you've created, which is truthful.
It was right at the beginning when it was nice weather, and everyone was inside. I think that's when I took my self-portrait. I didn't take many photos to begin with because obviously it was quite boring to begin with, and then Through Our Lens was sort of something to think about and do and like practice, and obviously it was enjoyable as well, so it was a fun thing to be doing on the side as well as like online schooling and stuff like that. I'd like to say my photography skills have got better. I think so. My friends say that when they look through they can tell that I've gotten better, which is nice. Just finished my personal statement. Hoping to do photography at uni and hoping to maybe be a documentary photographer, photojournalist when I'm older. That's the dream.
Before lockdown started, I was studying and I was working, so I was out like almost every single day of the week. I was constantly meeting new people, and going from that to being stuck at home and not having that social interaction. And I usually interact with people more my own age, but it was nice speaking to people who were younger than me and seeing how they're experiencing stuff and how they're coping with school and everything. So it was nice. It was a good way of meeting new people and meeting people with a similar hobby as me. I went on a walk. I went to Building Mall with my sister and my dad, and it's like going for a walk is such a normal thing, something you do every day, but at that time, and being able to go for a walk was like a novelty. And it was strange seeing signs up like saying like to maintain like the 2 meter distance, and like just signs about COVID, like wearing masks and stuff. It's not something you usually see in your walk, but I guess it's the new norm now. So I wanted to take a picture of that because it's not something you see every day, I guess. Before I did this interview, I was thinking if anyone asks me why am I being interviewed today, it's pretty cool to say, oh, I'm being interviewed because my pictures are going to be part of an exhibition in a like art gallery. Like it's a really big and special privilege to be part of the Through Our Lens project and to have our pictures in an art gallery, because that's not something you get to see every day. So it's pretty cool.
I'd never thought I'd have an exhibition at the age of 17. I think it's really good that actually the galleries picked it up to give voices to younger people, and it'd be nice to see more of that in general on like news and social media and things like that. During lockdown, it was mainly just a way for me to express how I was feeling. Obviously I wasn't at school, I couldn't really hang out with my friends anymore. Even though we could do it through Zoom, it just wasn't the same. The project sort of gave me a comfort zone through it all. And when I was on the project, speaking with Carolyn, speaking with everyone else, it took my mind off things like the news and my own personal stresses.
Before I joined to Through Our Lens, I wasn't that interested at taking photography wherever I go. After I joined, so I became like, I was thinking all the time at the views or what I see around me in the world. So anything that's like get my attention, so I take picture directly of it. When I found out there will be an impression gallery, I was so surprised, and I was thinking, oh my God, my old photos, it will share with lots of people. Lots of people will come to see my photos and they will think, oh, it's amazing. So I feel proud that they love it, and I'm proud now. This picture was in the lockdown. We weren't doing anything in the lockdown, just using the social media a lot. So these are my sisters. So they were just playing in their phones some games, and I will find it quite interested to take picture of them to let people know how the life is during the lockdown. Like all the member of the families just playing.
As an artist, I have a relationship with Impressions Gallery, so they have exhibited my work. When I put the call out, the gallery and Anne McNeil shared the kind of flyer that I was sending and also said, yeah, please, this will be great, a great opportunity. The relationship with Impressions grew, and Anne McNeil and the gallery were really interested in supporting the work of the young people and took a real interest in it, and then also said, talked about the possibility of exhibiting the work. I think really because the work was exceptional.
My image was of flowers in ice, and the idea was that the ice was slowly melting, and that as the ice melted, the flowers were coming out whole. The government was starting to talk about like taking us out of lockdown, and I just felt like it was a bit too soon. So in my image, I just wanted to convey that if they just allowed us to slowly ease out of lockdown, we need to come out like okay. Like the flowers were coming out of the melting ice, but if they rushed into it, it would be like breaking the ice. The flowers would also break. I found out about the project through my textile teacher. Pretty sure Carolyn approached her and she passed the message on to me and asked if I'd be interested. So I was like, yeah, took up like the opportunity, snatched it up. It was just like an opportunity for me to like express how I was feeling through lockdown and like the emotions it was causing me to have. So it was really nice. It was just a little spur of the moment kind of decision to join the group, and like it's taken me so far and given me opportunities that I never would have had anywhere else. So it's amazing.
Anne McNeil felt it was really important that they got involved in the process, that they started to understand how an exhibition is put together. So a group of them came along to help select the work. Really challenging when you think there were like a couple of thousand images and then we have to select a small amount. Anne and I laid the work out, and then Anne gave them instructions about, okay, let's look at portraits and let's look at this genre and let's look at documentary, and then they cut them down really quickly. I think how the group have worked over the year and a half that they've been together is not to feel precious about their work, but to see everybody's individual success as the group's success, which has worked really well.
Basically, it was like a normal day, and my teacher, he emailed me about an opportunity for like a project. I wasn't really interested at first, but I thought, I'm bored in like lockdown, what am I supposed to do? So I thought I might as well apply for it, and once I applied for it, the rest is just history. Yeah. Yeah, just went on from there.
So Hamza sent me some of his photographs. And I just think that is absolutely amazing. I love the depth of field. What I mean by depth of field is that the focus is there and then that's blurry around. I love the colour. I think the composition's really interesting and it's just quite magical. The light is beautiful. Hamza took it on the phone. Now I think that picture is as good as Sarah Lee, who's famous photographer's picture. Do people agree with me? I love it. I know it's, taking photos it's not everybody's going to like your images. Not everyone likes my pictures, but sometimes there are pictures that really stand out, and I think that's just a moment.
When I did photography before, I was only doing it like at school, but now because I'm doing this project, I'm doing it at home, like when I go out and at school as well. It's become like a bigger part of my life than it was before. Like before, it wasn't that big, but now like it's everything now.